Hello, hello, hello. Well, I think it's time for a vote of no confidence for the Albanese government. Why? Because I just watched a documentary where two mentally challenged people had some kind of kink off about injecting shit into each other's asses. Something that at the time of my mother's bipolar diagnosis would have resulted in them both being diagnosed mentally ill and both treated long-term, lifelong under the Protection Act, and something that is now trying to be squeezed through the eye of a needle or the eye of a fucking syringe into the fucking proverbial asshole of the Australian fucking public, spoon fed their fucking gruel off Albanese's dirty, dirty fucking spoon to try and protect a fucking socialised medical system in which a fucking bloated cohort of absolute lunatic or fucking mentally challenged psychiatrists have been dishing out fucking bipolar diagnosis and medication therein like they were fucking Skittles. And so this is the fucking most ginormous fucking cover-up in human history, all taking place right here. While YouTube is trying to be banned so that no one ever fucking hears the real story, we just have poo emojis and everybody having a big old fucking two girls, one cup fucking gross out fucking disgusting fest so that we can talk about an actual piece of science, which is gut biome affecting mental health. Of course it fucking does. You guess what you can do? You can create a living water source, which is what I did while undertaking a fucking very risky experiment on my mother where she was off medication, which is not being explained, that happened at the same time with almost an exact replica of this squirmy little fucking toad that's been taking photos of fucking lizards on government dime and came up with the ingenious strategy to fucking extract his shit and inject it into his mentally ill fucking girlfriend without testing or anything. Not anything to do with fucking parasites or enzymes that break down human flesh. This could have actually eaten her bow alive, but he fucking stuck his shit in a blender and fucking put it in, and the fucking weird medical industry in absolute turmoil, waiting for the inevitable exposure of their absolute torture and abuse of this cohort of individuals falsely diagnosed with mental health disorders for the last 50 years. Oh yeah, get the fuck out of my fucking government. Get the fuck out of there right now. Every single one. Every single person in that fucking presentation is mentally ill. Every single person dealing with anyone and claiming mental illness of any description, in any type of it, is mentally ill. You're all fucking nutcases. This is basic fucking ecology. And guess what our bodies are? They're ecology. So I don't argue with the fact that gut biome can affect mental health. Of course they can. Guess what else can have effect on your mental health? Is having your children used as fucking hostages, as little props to prop up a socialist fucking medical system that then produces almost like in response propaganda. Almost like exactly. It's like, how is this exactly? How does this look exactly the same? Why? Why does the person look the same? Why does this fucking weirdo look the same as the weirdo that's fucking my mum's carer, who I fucking said should be fucking reported to the fucking every police station from everywhere? Because he's doing the same thing. Yeah, he didn't stick shit up her ass. He just positioned pills to appease his fucking children's delusional fucking delusions of grandeur that they were all powerful healers of fucking mental health using the pharmaceutical system. And what is this shit injection strategy? It's a panacea to fucking disguise the misdeeds done by the psychiatric industry under our socialist fucking healthcare system and the combined private health alliance with the United States financial companies that have fucking created this whole mess. So get the fuck out of government right now, unless you want to answer every single one of these questions in the Supreme Court and say, why is my government spending money to respond to somebody making YouTube live videos in their fucking in their girlfriend's bedroom at their own cost, voluntarily, who's voluntarily been the carer of his mother for 38 years and not paid 1 cent, not benefited one single iota of a way because of this insane system. Whether Albanese government's ban on YouTube for children is basically akin to my father's strategy to remove a telephone from my mother when she was first diagnosed, when they were first married, and instructing her to run down the thing and get rid of that energy Oh, that sounds a whole lot like get off social media and get on the fucking playing field, as per said by the fucking Prime Minister yesterday. But that led to a divorce enacted by this Labor fucking unionized fucking communist garbage, which led to the theft of my father's property, which led to 20, 30 years of constant torment to his life by a mental illness that was instructed to thrive and be medicated and be normalized and all these things. And this is a repeat of that same cycle. Where instead of like, you can create a living water ecosystem that you can get tested for the same pathogens. There's no meat, meat digesting enzymes going to be in that water. That's a whole lot safer. And then gently dose yourself with that, which can be created on a benchtop. I kid you not, on a benchtop that will then dose yourself very safely with the same type of ecosystem. But no, let's go and let's get all the fucking communists together to stick other people's shit inside us, and let's spend government money on doing that. It's fucking kind of apt that we're having a fucking government-sponsored fucking broadcast fucking program on a shit transplant, because that's what I see the fucking government does. It's a transplanted shit from China. China is trying to transplant its shit here, and it's going to fail. Get it out of the fucking shit, or answer the fucking things. I was like, do I have to go, if you're making individualized responsive content to try and buffer against my argument, do I have to really go and fight? It's like, what do I have to do to go to Supreme Court? Really? It seems pretty similar. It seems pretty fucking similar. Like, it's exactly the same. And who's the one person you're not listening to? The person that's been there observing the whole fucking thing. This is a mass attempted transplant of a placebo to cover up 40 years worth of governmental abuse. That's what it is. It's a weird, kinky, disgusting thing that's just powerful enough to tip those fucking mentally ill people from delusions of fucking grandeur where they're, I don't know, time-traveling fucking things. Do you understand? To go back and look at time through another lens could be described as time travel. So to go back and look at the mental health thing as a system of abuse, of spousal abuse, that's actually where it started, is spousal abuse. I think injecting your own shit in your mentally ill girlfriend's ass or your wife's ass, whatever it is, and then making her do a fucking feel-good thing about it on your fucking delusions of grandeur that you're some type of shit fucking lord, like lord of the shit, healing fucking poo hands. I think that's the fucking mental disorder. Do you know what I mean? And it's like this superiority. It's the same thing that led to the mental health thing in the first place. It's all the same thing. It always has been. Everyone knows what's going on. It's just, it's socialized in this country because our medicine's socialized. It shouldn't be anywhere near medicine. Oh, we're drinking water with fluoride and chlorine in it that's basically been through a processing plant that who knows what is it. Okay. Maybe everyone has a rainwater thing with a organic biological filter through it that allows certain interactions with biology that like kind of creates a perfect spring that will have live enzymes in it that will stimulate the growth within your own system. Has like phytoplankton and zooplankton and things in it, so it establishes its own ecosystem. This can be done externally to the body. And guess what I was doing while all of you are injecting something else fucking untested and random into yourselves, which is the same. It wasn't shit into your ass. It was a Pfizer vaccine into your fucking arm. Guess what I was doing? I was creating a fucking pond in my front yard that this person whose doppelganger happened to be on the ABC program right now, that person bought that off me while I was in jail, and I got put in jail for sharing a photograph of my family. This is where you're at. This is where the Australian government's at. Because I think what's happening is the Australian government has some type of perception that I'm being primed or handed information, or I'm getting a script, or I'm part of some type of glorious intelligence fucking thing to do so. It's like, no, I'm actually just a kid that was left with 2 nutcases on the property that they stole off my father. And both of them were paid by the government in order to do their own type of weird fucking shit injecting fucking experiment. This is non-stop. This is socialism. This is what happens. Rather than say both those people are mentally ill and maybe we should come up with strategies that aren't horrifically dangerous and risky, that end up with the same result, and perhaps we should stop talking to the psychiatrist because the fucking psychiatrist clearly is part of the fucking problem. I've never seen something so like people participate in their own exposure so enthusiastically. Like, oh yeah, turns out I don't know shit. I've been given all these pills that don't even have anything to do with the mind, and they've got everything to do with the biology. Yet anyone who said that is a fucking actually then like will be treated the same way as mentally ill. It's like, come on now. Drive them out with fucking spears and expose them in the streets like the Wall Street bankers fucking 15 years ago. Get every psychiatrist on the government dime out on the fucking street with a box in their hand and their pot plants and things, and go make them fucking clean fucking shit in someone's stables. You know what I mean? That's where they should be. They shouldn't be encouraging mentally ill people to stick each other's shit in their fucking asses on the government's fucking dime again to double down and protect themselves. That's not where they should be. And this conversation will be had in the fucking Supreme Court. You will have to explain why this coincidental thing happens to align so perfectly. So fucking perfectly with all of this. With a timeline that's just still going to be ticking over every day. That little timeline where I'm doing the exact same thing a year ago or 2 years ago, but knowing that you'd inevitably cover it up and try and do this. And then I'm commenting directly on the 10-hour ago uploaded video by the Australian government in the form of the ABC broadcast called Poo Matters or something like that. We have to get to a scale experiment with injecting shit. And do you know what I think this is? This is the fucking egg or the shit on the face of the Australian government overall from the UK. It's like, how dare you fucking try and fucking steal this place with your fucking shit injecting fucking shit transplant fucking socialist communist ideologies. How dare you? Now forever, the Australian government and everybody who supported its fucking coup will be known as the people that supported mentally ill people injecting shit inside each other's asses instead of having some water out of a fucking lake. That is who Australia is. And it really is. And the problem is I keep identifying as Australian. And really, that's been the problem all along. I don't identify as Australian. I'm an Englishman. Not in New York, but stuck in a fucking suburb shithole of some communist fucking outcrop of the Australian federal fucking communist shit-injecting experiment. Trying to fucking send a message in a bottle all the way back to the motherland. Is England the motherland? I think it is. To tell them how crazy it's gone down here in the colony, and hopefully, I don't know, maybe could you send a yacht to come pick me up? I'm afraid what comes next. I'm afraid for everybody involved. Australia really it is the place that everyone thinks it is. It's a backwards fucking hillbilly fucking shithole where people are injecting shit into their thing. It's an asylum where the mentally ill have taken over the reins of it, all the way to the point where how much money is spent to oppose a man sitting talking to his computer. Wow. Wow. Wowee. Wow. They were right. Communism is it's atrocious. It's every time I get, because it's conceptual and a lot of it's hidden. Every time I get a deeper glimpse and I get a more full picture of that entire atrocity of what communism delivers, especially 80 years of communism, especially like international fucking capitalism infused communism down to some weird psychological, almost like roboticization of humanity via, pharmaceutical drugs and threats and violence and exposure to pornography and just delusional fucking concepts of everything instead of drinking out of a lake. You know what I mean? Every time I see that, I'm shocked again. And I hope that is clear when this is retold in the future as the inevitable exposure of this. And I'm liberated as somebody that has somehow fucking, I don't know, weathered this fucking storm and fought off its ridiculousness for my entire life. Yeah, it's time to pull the plug. If you're actively financing, which means paying tax, if you're paying tax to this shit injecting fucking paradigm, you're the enemy. And so the ATO is the place. If you pay to the ATO, you're the enemy of any fucking rational, fucking civilized person in the world that doesn't want to resort to injecting shit into other people to cover up the shit that it is fucking injected into everyone's minds for the last 40 years. Thank you. Goodbye.